The Life of Oliver Tree. If you've spent any time online in the last few years, you've probably seen him. The bowl cut, the oversized clothes, the tiny scooter, the permanently unimpressed facial expression. That's Oliver Tree, one of the strangest and most self-aware artists modern music has produced. This is his story. He was born Oliver Tree Nickel on June 29, 1993 in Santa Cruz, California, and his upbringing was unusual from the start. Both of his parents worked as traveling circus performers, and for much of his early childhood, the family lived in a mobile motorhome, driving across the United States before they eventually settled in Santa Cruz. Music grabbed him early. He said he started piano lessons around age 3 and was writing songs not long after. In middle school, he picked up guitar, started singing, and joined a local ska band called Irony. That was his first taste of performing. But music wasn't his only obsession. As a teenager, Oliver got seriously into kick-scootering, competing as an amateur. He took it far enough that he genuinely wanted to go pro, until a string of injuries, including one bad crash that left him with broken bones and dislocated joints, ended that path around age 18. Instead of walking away from it, he later folded the whole scooter world into his art, riding oversized custom scooters in his music videos as part of the joke. His teenage years weren't easy. He struggled with drug addiction and went through a rough, unstable period, including being briefly kicked out of his home. He said that experience of feeling isolated and like an outsider fed directly into the antisocial, satirical character he'd later build his career around. In high school, he drifted toward hip-hop and electronic music and started DJing. He launched his solo career around 2010, releasing music under a few different names, including Creef, before eventually going by his middle name, Tree. He opened for big electronic acts like Skrillex, and in 2013 he signed with a London label and put out an EP called Demons. He even got a nod from Radiohead's Tom York for his cover of their song Karma Police. Then he stepped back to go study music technology in school. The real turning point came in 2016. He was featured on a song called When I'm Down, and it went viral, pulling in millions of streams. That got him signed to Atlantic Records, and it's around this era that the full Oliver Tree package clicked into place. The bowl cut, the 80s aesthetic, the deadpan comedy, all of it wrapped around genuinely catchy music. In 2018, he dropped his Alien Boy EP, with Alien Boy becoming one of his first breakout hits. His debut album, Ugly is Beautiful, came out in 2020 and landed at number 14 on the Billboard 200. But his biggest song arrived on the deluxe version a year later, Life Goes On, which became a massive hit and his first entry on the Billboard Hot 100. From there, he never really slowed down. He put out Cowboy Tears in 2022, scored another huge hit that year with Miss You, alongside German producer Robin Schulz, and released Alone in a Crowd in 2023. What made him different was that he treated his whole career like a piece of performance art. He'd invent fictional characters, announce fake retirements, direct his own absurd music videos, and constantly blur the line between sincere musician and elaborate internet troll. Underneath the comedy, though, his songs often dealt with real themes: heartbreak, not fitting in, and being yourself. In April 2026, he released his fourth album, Love You Madly, Hate You Badly, and set out on an ambitious international tour billed as his world's first world tour, with dozens of concerts planned across the globe. And this is where his story takes a tragic turn. On June 14, 2026, while in Brazil for that tour, Oliver Tree was killed in a mid-air collision between two helicopters over Rio de Janeiro. 6 people died in the crash. He was 32 years old. Tributes poured in from across music and the internet, from KSI and Post Malone to Diplo and his ex-girlfriend Melanie Martinez. There's one detail that captures who he was. Before he died, he'd revealed that he'd arranged his will so that his fortune wouldn't go to his family or fund a life of luxury. Instead, he set up a foundation to funnel the money back to emerging artists. As he put it, he didn't feel the wealth was really his to keep. Oliver Tree spent his whole career convincing people not to take him seriously, playing a character so ridiculous it was easy to miss how deliberate all of it was. But the joke was always the point. He proved you could be absurd and sincere at the same time, and he built something genuinely original out of refusing to fit in.